Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all having a great and wonderful day. Well, what we have here is a very fortunate and unfortunate and bad news with two firefighters or multiple firefighters being ambushed and shot. We'll be going over it to what has been happening in the past 24 hours and to now and who the actual shooter is. So, without further ado, let's get directly into this. So what we have here from Breaking 911. Now know who the fighter. We know who the shooter is, but right now I'm just gonna go over the events leading up to before and then after of what this is going on, so you guys get a full idea of like the story so far. Because me just going and saying it's like, well, what happened before? What was the cause of this? We're gonna know. It says from Breaking 911. It says multiple firefighters shot in apparent ambush while responding to brush fire in Coeur Idaho, local media reports. Suspect at large. So we have this here.
Got in the road screaming at them. I was like, move. Stop
it. So you have that here. We have a whole bunch of cops here. This is what's been going on. Firefighters, what have you. We have this here from, I'm not even going to say this, I'm going to say just Chakra. It says suspected ambush in Idaho. It says unusual setting in tourist state. Idaho is a major tourist destination. Fire was intentionally set to draw in firefighters. Firefighters are pinned down. Fire crews are being shot at, and several have been shot according to radio traffic. This is from North Idaho News saying, shots fired with firefighters down on Canfield. Crews are evacuating and law enforcement is en route. Avoid the area. To be clear, someone intentionally ambushed the firefighters and I shot several of them. Shooter is still shooting as he sees people. Update. Fire was intentionally set to draw in firefighters. Firefighters are pinned down. Fire crews are being shot at and several have been shot according to radio traffic. So that's what we have currently right now. This is the actual case of the fire, right? We have this here from Idaho Tribune. It says, what we know so far. 9 firefighters and 2 cops shot, conditions unknown. All live flight on call. All KC Medical OR on call and being called in. This info is unconfirmed but sourced via scanner traffic developing. So, yeah, that's what we have here. I'm not going to show the video. There's no point in showing the video. It doesn't do anything. So, the update that we have for this here from Breaking 911 is Idaho active shooter. Firefighters ambushed while responding to brush fire. At least 2 deceased. Bodies still on mountain, sheriff says. FBI, U.S. Marshals on scene. Cops activity taking sniper fire. Possibly multiple shooters. 0 suspects in custody. This is what I have here. Now, we're going to show the full video here because it's 10 minutes, so I'm not going to show the full video. I'm not even going to show the video because I'm just going to give you the rundown of what's actually going on. There are other videos I want to show you that are relatively more important at the current point in time. So here's where we go up to the current timeline. This is the current timeline of what's going on. So we have, this is from Mark Barton. Idaho shooter's name is Wess Roley. Early reports suggest both parents were massive Trump supporters. If I had to guess, this is a classic rebellion against conservative parents case. Just a nut job extremist communist that decided to unalive people would solve his issues. Sad. Now, this is what is going on here, but there's other things that we have to address, right? It says that is his stepfather and mother. He lived with his dad in Utah. Pretty awful to put their faces out there. So, and apparently, we even have some people saying his parents had a restraining order on him. Men don't have pink. Remember, he's hanging on them. Ruffle, which is ruffling my ass, rolling on the floor laughing. So this is what we have here. Yeah, because yeah, so that was what's been going on. I am not quite sure what this is, but as this is mother and stepfather of Idaho shooter Wess Roley. So yeah, I don't know why they're even bringing that up. This is stepfather and mother. It's what have you, right? Yeah, this here. We're still in the fog of war, which sadly with shootings often means scrubbing the internet of narrative busters, but AP and the Daily News are both reporting the Idaho shooter to be Wess Roley of Arizona, who is said to have been working on his father's tree business nearby. This is the redheaded libertarian. The sniper who lured hundreds of firefighters into a deadly ambush last night has been named as Wess Roley. So, yeah, that's what we have here. There's not too much to say about this. We have this here, where this is the actual, I would say, mugshot of the person. It says, Raw Alert says officials are now confirming that the suspect in the Idaho attack on firefighters and first responders is a 20-year-old man named Wess Roley. According to the Associated Press, he was born in Russia and has previously lived in New York and Florida. So, I mean, he is allegedly born in Russia. That's what the reports are coming out right now. Not quite sure. We have a full grok thing here. 20-year-old Wess Roley was identified as the gunman who fatally ambushed firefighters on Canfield Mountain in Coeur, Idaho. Another epic failure of gun control, as this clown was not legally allowed to possess a firearm. It says Wess Roley, identified as the shooter in the tragic ambush in Coeur, Idaho on June 29, 2025, has a background that includes a history of legal issues and concerning behavior. Here's a summary based on available information. Legal history. Wess Roley, age 20, had a prior arrest for assault in 2024. This incident involved him allegedly attacking a woman with a knife, for which he was charged with a felony assault with a deadly weapon. He pleaded guilty to a reduced charge of misdemeanor assault, receiving a sentence of 180 days in jail with 150 days suspended, and was ordered to undergo a mental health evaluation and complete anger management classes. Mental health and behavior. Roley's social media activity, particularly on platforms like X, formerly Twitter, revealed disturbing content. He posted about his disdain for authority figures, including police and firefighters, and expressed radical views. His posts included threats and a general hostility towards society, which raised concerns among those who followed him. Additionally, he was known to have made threats against his family, leading to a no-contact order being issued against him. Goes on to say here, family and personal life. Roley lived with his family in Coeur before his incident. His family had reported his threatening behavior to authorities, indicating a pattern of escalating aggression. The no-contact order was a result of these threats, suggesting a troubled relationship with his family members. Community reaction. The community and online platforms have been reeling from the news, with many expressing shock and sadness over the loss of the firefighters and the nature of the attack. The incident has sparked discussions on mental health, gun control, and the safety of first responders. Investigation and motive. Authorities are still investigating the motive behind Roley's actions, but his history of legal trouble, mental health issues, and expressed hostility towards authority figures provide some context. The premeditated nature of the attack, starting a fire to lure firefighters, indicates a level of planning and intent. This background information paints a picture of a young man with significant personal and legal challenges whose actions accumulated in a devastating attack on June 29, 2025. So that's what we have here. And of course, these idiotic people, are trying to say oh, it's the Trump supporters or what have you or whatever. That's insane, right? That's insane. So it says, wait till you see his stepdad's Facebook page. Dude's super into AR, scopes, and other cyber gear, where some of the destination training is freedom. That's insanity here. Just because you have I have a few friends that have sniper type weapons, and they're not going out and murdering people or sniping people. This is a completely insanity type BS here that should not even be put up in any type of regard. And by the way, now that we have this person here where these people are the Republicans or whatever, or MAGA, etc., that they're trying to equate to these people. Well, according to reports or to other people, he didn't even live with these guys. So that's insane. They're also deleting some of his his social media accounts and information. So what's going on with that, huh? What's going on with that? So that's another thing that is crazy that has to be talked about. And normally, a lot of people that are on the right or the left or MAGA or whatever you want to call them does not have problems with authority figures, including police and firefighters. So I have more respect for firefighters than I actually do with police. But again, this is insanity talk here. They're just being immensely stupid. Like they're trying to like this like oh it's a, but it looks like I mean I'm not saying whether he is a Republican or not a Republican, but what I am saying here is that this guy is potentially maybe might be more leaning towards the left or leaning towards the left because he has problems with firefighters and police, and the right doesn't have that type of viewpoint. But he also was threatening his parents as well. So I don't see to where like that's how he could be anywhere near to a Republican because if he's threatening his parents, this guy seems to be just mentally unwell. And we have this here from the web page of talking about this, and this is kind of like the comms of what's been going on here. So without further ado, let's listen to this.
Central BC, Central BC 5, Central BC 5, BC 5 up 6. Someone, some law enforcement right now, there's an active shooter zone. They're shot. BC 3's down, BC 1's down. Everybody's shot up here. Law enforcement, code 3 now up here. 551, 10 or 14 up here. Stop. Get out of the way. 10 or 14. Engine push 551. Do not come up here.
51 copies, remaining staging. Central from 551.
551.
You get an ETA on life flight, please? What? You're busy. See what life flight has to offer and go and get started. Also, if you can do enact the MPI for the county, please.
Sorry, I couldn't copy. I was copying BC. This is at the upper parking lot. This is at the upper parking lot. Up on the dirt parking lot. We need law enforcement up here immediately. Law enforcement up here immediately. Copy, upper parking lot. Immediately out, law enforcement. Yeah, another Coeur Lane firefighter down. Needs help immediately. We need law enforcement immediately. I copy, another firefighter down. Continuing law enforcement. I copy. 2 battalion chiefs. 1 off. 1 firefighter down.
As you to go on down, both the ground chiefs are responsible. As you to go down,
I copy, you can't move. Go to location exactly. We're all at the upper parking lot. We're all at the upper parking lot. Please, law enforcement, as soon as possible, get law enforcement up to the upper parking lot, the dirt parking lot.
I'm not having any response from the two battalion chiefs. They're walking inside the rig. I don't see anybody around type of
If you just find vehicle. Then immediately up here, we've got 2 unresponsive battalion chiefs, gunshot wounds, multiple gunshot wounds. 2 Coeur Lane firefighters are down. I thought there were 2 unresponsive battalion chiefs. Law enforcement's getting there as quickly as they can. Law enforcement, get up here. We could possibly get the 2 wounded out. I'm pinned down behind Battalion 1's rig. It's clear to me that this fire was set intentionally to draw us in. I copy. Do you want my flight to launch? 100% sure where they would land. I think they need to be prepared to launch. Yeah, they're prepared to launch.
Go 107. Start dispatching 4 ambulances.
Yeah, so that's what we have here. And let's make this as like a $150, right? So this guy obviously apparently needed a mental health evaluation, and which it doesn't. I don't know if he actually went through this or not, but if he did go through a mental health evaluation, right? And they did not say like, oh, you cannot have these firearms until you can be cleared of you being right and sound of mind. That's just more of the issue of the psychologists not doing their bloody job. So again, like a lot of these times where these people have or be on SSRIs, or if these people are committing these crimes, and we hear a psychologist, you end up finding out that a lot of these people just don't end up doing their job, and they're not saying like this person cannot be allowed to have any weapons whatsoever. So again, this is not a series of gun control. This is a series of people just failing at their jobs and not issuing certain orders for these certain people to not have weapons. Like, when you are mentally unwell, you are not allowed to have a firearm. This is just plain and simple. Like, you go onto that list and you're not allowed to have it. So saying we need gun control over this is insanity here, but that's just the where we're at right now, right? And this point being, it's sad, unfortunate that this happened to two of these firefighters. They're just trying to do God's work here, and this ended up happening to them. This is insane. I can't believe that we're in this level of insanity here, but here we are. Godspeed for those firefighters and police officers. Everything goes all right. This is insane here, and man, we really got to deal with this mental health crisis in our country, because it ain't good. All right, that's it for the video, guys. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care, my friends.